What's up, neverwinter? I'm making this video to hopefully shake up the meta a little bit. Now, this is something we've been working on for a little bit. We by no means have it fully sorted out yet, but if you want to get burns like this, your group needs to be coordinating more. Some of the things that we're doing, the bard obviously for the buffs that they bring from the storyteller feat, increasing the DPS's damage by 15%. We're also coordinating gear, companion enhancements, race choices. So the tank will be a Menzoberranzan and Renegade. The healer will be a Drow for the damage increases that they give. We're also using some older artifact sets. The tank wears the Taroka deck set, the Vistani set. One of the DPS will wear the Marilith set, and the healer will wear the Apocalypse set. We'll have coordinated companion enhancements. So this right here is going to be a full ground fight on Master Demon Web Pits, just so you can kind of see the strength of this. You see, we just drop artifacts right off the bat. We don't wait for a shield to break. We don't wait to kill the first ad that spawns in. We just go in and go for it. Coordinating your group like this, a lot of people would think that it's basically impossible to do with random groups, and if they don't have a regular group that they play with, they could never make that happen. I think that this should be the meta. It's going to make the groups that the pickup groups in zone chat, it's going to make them go so much better, and we can just start getting dungeon clears a lot faster. A lot of this older gear is pretty attainable. One of the hardest things to get is going to be the Marilith set on the DPS, just because they're going to have to get a Marilith mask if they don't already have it. We are using masterwork weapons in these clips. We haven't gotten around testing too much. All 5 of us are using the masterwork weapons. I'm not really sure if it's beneficial to only have the supports, the tank and the healer wearing them, and then the 3 DPS wearing whatever weapons they need for their class. But the reality is that most people right now are wearing the perfect weapons for the stats that they give. And now I'm going to get into why I believe that the masterwork weapons are going to be better, and that's mostly because of the gear that the healer's wearing, as well as the companion enhancements that every other player in the group has on. These things effectively reduce the need for you to have the 120 and 90% on all your stats. You're still going to need 120% power, because reducing the enemy's defense does not directly reflect how much power you need to have. Here's just some clips of kind of what the different buffs and debuff gear people are wearing. This isn't about people's individual builds. You're going to want to make sure you're using the best artifacts, the best mounts for the most buff or debuff, whatever it may be. One of the DPS wears the Marilith set, healer wears the Apocalypse set, tank wears the Vistani set. Now, these reducing the enemy's defensive stats through things like armor break, the enchanted break into Arthe chest on the healer, makes it where you need 120% power, 102.5% combat advantage, 81% accuracy, and you're still going to need the 120% crit save, and then 76% crit strike. Now, the reason why this is so beneficial is it's going to free you up a lot with how you're going to build out your stats. Being that you're not having to make these 120s and 90s across the board, it's going to free you up to use things like, the 5% damage boots from the Dragon Slayer campaign, or just different pieces that, if you don't like, filling out these stats all the way. Um, Things like vulnerability, reducing the enemy's critical avoidance, and dulled senses, reducing their awareness, is just making it a lot easier for you to hit these different stats. So I'm hoping that this will help people in building their groups and just making things easier all around. So if you like what you see, leave me a like and a subscribe. It'll help me out a lot. And until next time, Neverwinter.